Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? Today we're back, and today I am here to film the Thursday Night Football segment of this video. Yes, I know this video is not likely going to come out until probably Friday or Saturday, but I'm just here right now filming Thursday Night Football. It is Wednesday at 6:04 p.m. Central Time. Thursday Night Football doesn't happen until tomorrow, but I've got a research paper due tomorrow. And tomorrow night, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I bet I'm going to be doing some sort of homework. But I don't have school on Friday, so it's perfect. I can film the rest of the video on Friday. I just have to obviously film Thursday night first, because otherwise it's cheating, and we don't cheat here. So, the way I'm going to be doing this video is a little different. For the past how many weeks, if you guys have seen, unfortunately, yes, I know I have made mistakes in the past. What I mean by that is in videos I say things wrong, I forget important injuries, and it just sometimes doesn't always go well. So, I figured out a way to stop it. And that is something new I'm doing. I don't know if you know, you probably can't see it right now, and that's, I guess, okay if you can't. Yep. I only got like 3 games on there now. I'm going to type every single game and talk about their injury report and other different important things that happen. So I started it today, and I've got 3 games listed so far, but I didn't have that much time during school to do it. So here we go. For this segment, we're going to talk about Jets, Colts, and then Friday I will finish the rest of the video. So here we go. Thursday Night Football coming up tomorrow. It is the New York Jets going up against the Indianapolis Colts. I just realized I forgot my other sheet, so let's grab that. Alright, the other sheet is acquired. That is where I find out who won and lost last week. Last week, the New York Jets took a win over the Cincinnati Bengals. The Indianapolis Colts took, I think, a win. They've been doing good recently. The Colts, I can't find. Why can't I find? Oh, no, they lost to the Titans at home. It was a good game. I believe that was overtime. Real good game. I was watching the end of it. But Carson Wentz threw a costly interception at the end of the game, and the Titans set up for a game-winning field goal. Overall, this year, the New York Jets have not been great, as we all know. I should pull up their... the same thing I had up last week, so let's do that. NFL playoff picture 2021. Here we go. So the New York Jets really aren't going to make the playoffs, but we are going to find it anyways. The New York Jets are 13th in the AFC with a record of 2 wins and 5 losses. The Indianapolis Colts, like we just talked about, are coming off of a costly loss at home to the now number 1 seed in the AFC, the Tennessee Titans. The Colts are 12th in the AFC with a record of 3-5. They dropped 2 spots this week. So that was a costly loss this week, but yeah, important loss. So, for this game, on the report that I have... Oh, I can pull up the updated injury report. I typed out this paper before the injury report came out today. I typed this up late this morning, so this is before the injury report came out. Jets versus Colts injury. On the injury report, I had listed... Oh, perfect. I got it right here. Injury report is right here. Jets made a recent trade, but I'm not really going to talk about it because it's not that big of a trade. If it's a big trade, I'll talk about those. That's part of the list. You serious? It doesn't even have the report? It's a big bro moment. I pulled this up, and it doesn't even have the injury. Oh, yeah, it does. Hold on. Wide receiver Corey Davis of the Jets has been doubtful for the 2nd straight week. He did play last week, I believe. Maybe not, but I thought he did. Running back Tevin Coleman Defensive lineman Bryce Huff. Quarterback Zach Wilson. Offensive lineman Laurent Duvernay-Tardif are all out for the Jets. The Tardif trade was the one that just happened this week. Jets offensive lineman George Fant is questionable. The Indianapolis Colts will be without wide receiver T.Y. Hilton and safety Willis Corey. I thought it was Corey Willis. Maybe it's not. It is Corey Willis. Corey, something like that. So that means there's a mistake on here, but whatever. Offensive lineman Quentin Nelson is questionable. Last time I checked, Quentin Nelson went from practiced or limited to did not practice to limited again. As for that, there are some important injuries, but the Colts have been without T.Y. Hilton for a lot of the year. Michael Pittman is showing to be a really good wide receiver in fantasy football, so I'm lucky to have him in one of my leagues. But in real life, he's also a great receiver. Quentin Nelson is obviously an important injury to watch, but it is also important to note if Corey Davis will be playing or not. Top wide receiver for the Jets, and if he doesn't play, that is a big blow to the team. With Tevin Coleman already out and Zach Wilson out, that leaves him with quarterback Mike White. Mike White put a pretty lucky game in last week, and was it luck or was it actually skill? I think it was lucky, but we're going to find out this week. As for this game, injuries are a big factor, plus the overall advantage is the Colts. The Colts have been doing actually better recently, and that is why I will side with the Colts. Colts beat the Jets. See you on Friday for the next game. The next game I'm about to talk about in 3, 2, 1 is the Raiders versus Giants. 3, 2, 1. Alright, I am back, everybody. It is later than I planned. It's Saturday night, 7:0. I read the analog clock wrong. It's 7:10 p.m. I was going to say 7:05. I can't read a clock. Just kidding, yeah, I can. But it is currently 7:10 p.m. Central Time. I know this it's probably going to be uploaded super late tonight, but I don't really care. So here we go. Like I talked about, I will show it to you guys in depth. So yeah, I legit made notes. That's every...
Yeah.
Hi.
What's up? Well, we gotta try out our subtle air bar there, Delish.
I know, I heard.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
But yeah, on here, look at this. It's 2 pages. Oh, hold on. There we go. All the different notes. So instead of me going through during the video and finding things, I'm just going to do it now. Also, another announcement. Video format is kind of going to be changing. So you guys know how I used to always do it. I'd film Thursday night, and I'd try to upload the entire week video before the game. Yeah, well, we're going to make a revision. So this video, obviously, Thursday night I filmed before the game, but the entire video is not going to be till after the game. So it's going to be different because instead of doing it that way, I will be making a separate video just talking about Thursday Night Football for the week and the teams that are on bye. So it'll be a 10 or so minute video, and then completely separate will be the rest of the video. And that is so I can get updated injury reports, and so I don't film Thursday night after it. So I don't upload it until after Thursday night happened, but B, also so the injury report for the Sunday and Monday games are also accurate. So instead of just one video a week, it is going to be changing to 2 videos a week beginning next week. So yeah, it's took a lot of work to go into it, but I think me talking the way I will, I have injuries and stuff, so I'll actually know more things than I have pre-planned out notes. So here we go, everybody. We're going to talk about the bye week teams because I didn't talk about that in the Thursday night segment. I don't think. I might have just a little bit, really quick. Washington football team, the Detroit Lions, Seattle Seahawks, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the bye. Oh, hold on. I did not get up the, what's it called? Shoot. I gotta get up the... Are you serious? Why is Google Chrome just not working tonight? It's the perfect time for Google Chrome to not work. Come on. Don't make me just... Alright, so I guess I'm just gonna get started with it without pulling up the normal site, the playoff implication site that I have. So, the Detroit Lions have a record of 0-8 now. They're coming off of a loss to the Philadelphia Eagles this past week. They're 16th in the NFC with a record of 0-8. They're out of the playoffs, no way. This week they waived wide receiver Tyrell Williams, which is interesting because they're already very short on wide receiver depth. So now that they just waived Tyrell Williams, really interesting choice. Out for the season is center Frank Ragnow, defensive end Romeo Okwara, corner Jeff Okudah, the number 3 overall pick last year in 2020. Has not been well for him. He was hurt basically all last year. Now he's hurt all this year. So far has not played out for him. As well as maybe out for the season is wide receiver Quintez Cephas. And yeah, that's about it for them. As for the Washington football team, I would pull them up, but again, like I said, Google Chrome is choosing not to open. So that is great. I'll give one last chance for Chrome to open. If it doesn't open, then I'm just going to have to move on without it for the video. The Washington football team is without quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick. They still have Taylor Heinicke in at quarterback, as Ryan Fitzpatrick has been reported to be out for a while still. Tight end Logan Thomas is set to return in Week 10. Questionable for Week 10, as a return includes right tackle and rookie Samuel Cosme, right guard Brandon Scherf, wide receiver Curtis Samuel, and defensive end Montez Sweat is reported to be out for 4 to 6 weeks with a fractured jaw. As for the Seattle Seahawks, the Washington football team, they are coming off of a loss to the Denver Broncos. They're 2-6, maybe 2-6 sounds about right. Who else is there? Oh, that is the Seattle Seahawks. Quarterback Russell Wilson, running back Chris Carson, and wide receiver Dwayne Eskridge are all set to return in Week 10. Corner DJ Reed is questionable to be returning in Week 10 as well. I made a mistake here. The Bucks here, I kind of did something wrong here. Alright, I don't know what I did. I kind of messed it up. Something with Sean Murphy Bunting, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of accidentally deleted a bit of the page here, so oops. Questionable to return Week 10 is tight end Rob Gronkowski and wide receiver Antonio Brown. I'm assuming by that it means Sean Murphy Bunting is set to make his return. The Bucks are coming off of a loss against the New Orleans Saints this week. Good game, just didn't end their way. Then we've got the Las Vegas Raiders. Obviously, you probably know the news about the fact that they released wide receiver in 2020 first round pick Henry Ruggs this week following his car crash and his charges, the charges that are going to be against him. Also, if you guys have not seen, Raiders corner Damon Arnett is also being sued over a car crash last year, and he posted online some things. I saw the video. He posted online waving some weapons in the air and threatening people, but yeah, so we'll leave it at that. Obviously the John Gruden resignation is still important because that leaves a lot of distractions for the Raiders. Between Gruden, Arnett, and Ruggs, those are 3 important pieces to the team that just have been a distraction more than a positive at this point. The Raiders, I don't have any injury reports on them. That means they must not have anyone really important out. Oh, finally this loaded. Kinda. It's loading, but still booting up. Come on, Google Chrome. Come in clutch. So I will move on from the record and the ranking of the Raiders until it loads. For the New York Giants, running back Saquon Barkley is set to be out again this week with their bye week coming up. They're choosing to rest him for yet another week, which makes sense. Also out includes a linebacker Lorenzo Carter, and wide receiver Sterling Shepard is set to miss some time, but it is unknown how long. Questionable includes wide receiver Kenny Golladay, wide receiver John Ross, and wide receiver Kadarius Toney. Actually, no, kind of messed it up. I read directly off the page, which I wasn't supposed to do. Kadarius Toney is set to play, but he was limited this whole week. As for this game, the Raiders have big distractions, and the Giants have big injury problems. Those are two really interesting factors here, and who really knows what's going to happen here. As for this game, without Ruggs, without still Gruden being kind of a distraction, with the Damon Arnett distraction, yep, you heard me, I am actually going to go with the New York Giants in this game. It is a home game in New Jersey, and I just feel like they have it. Assuming that Kadarius Toney will be fine in this game, it is important whether or not Golladay will be playing too, as he would be their starting receiver, or their number one receiver. But with Saquon out and Sterling Shepard still out, it's going to be an interesting game. One side's got distractions and one side's got injuries. I really don't know, but I guess I'm going to go with the Giants in this game, heading into their bye week. Coming up next, we have the Bills taking on the Jaguars. The Buffalo Bills are coming off of a win over the Miami Dolphins last week. The Jacksonville Jaguars are coming off of a loss to the Seattle Seahawks. I picked the Jaguars to win, and I shouldn't have. I made a big mistake with that one. Let's see my news on the Bills. According to head coach Sean McDermott, offensive tackle John Feliciano has a calf strain, and he is listed as week to week. So obviously he is out for this game. Also out includes offensive lineman Spencer Brown, tight end Dawson Knox, and questionable is wide receiver Cole Beasley and safety Jordan Poyer. Those are some important pieces that we will keep note on. But overall, the Bills have been looking pretty good this year. They look like definitely the top team in the AFC, which is unsurprising to me. Then we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They currently have questionable running back James Robinson. If he can't go, he's maybe the biggest single part. The best player on their entire team is James Robinson. So that'd be important if he's unable to go. Also, will play is running back Carlos Hyde. So even if Robinson is out, Carlos Hyde will be in. It has been reported. Doesn't really matter to me if James Robinson plays or not. This is going to be a pretty easy pick for me. The Bills just simply are the better team, and honestly, I don't even have to go much in depth about this one. The Buffalo Bills should be able to take this one pretty easily over the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we're going to go with the Bills over the Jaguars in this game. Flashlight's now on, and it is now easier to see the helmets. Because it's dark outside, the light from the windows does not reflect on them. Next up, we have the Patriots and the Panthers coming up. The New England Patriots are coming off of a... What are the Patriots coming off of, guys? Because I can't tell you. Panthers are coming off of a win over the Falcons, and the Patriots are coming off of... Actually, why can't I find the Patriots? Hold on. Oh, they're coming off of a win over the Los Angeles Chargers. Chrome here still isn't booting up. I hate to do it, but I'm just going to go to Safari on my computer. No one likes Safari on computers. Comment down below if you guys like Safari on a computer. No, Chrome is the only way to go here. But I will go Safari NFL Playoff Picture. So that's what we're going to do. I'll talk about the teams that we've already done just because to make sure. So we kicked it off Thursday Night Football, Jets and Colts. I'm pretty sure I talked about them during it. Then on bye week, we have the Lions, who are last. Don't even have to find them. Washington Football Team, they are 14th, and they have a record of 2-6 in the NFC. The Seattle Seahawks are 12th in the NFC with a record of 3-5. And last but not least is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Bucs are 4th in the NFC with a record of 6-2. And they have a half-game lead over the Saints right now. Then we had the Raiders. The Raiders are 2nd in the AFC with a record of 5-2. We have the Giants, who are toward the bottom. The Giants are 15th in the NFC with a record of 2-6. We have the Bills. The Bills are 4th in the AFC with a record of 5-2. We have the Jaguars. The Jaguars are 14th in the AFC with a record of 1-6. We have the Patriots, who we're about to talk about. And the Patriots are 8th in the AFC with a record of 4-4. And last but not least, we're also about to talk about the Panthers. The Panthers are 7th in the NFC with a record of 4-4. Okay, onwards we head, everybody. The New England Patriots, questionable. They have a lot of people questionable in this game, actually. Defensive tackle and a rookie, Christian Barmore. Safety, Kyle Duggar. Linebacker, Donta Hightower. Offensive guard, Shaq Mason. Tight end, Jonnu Smith. Linebacker, Kyle Van Noy. And wide receiver, N'Keal Harry are all questionable in this game. Those are a lot of their big parts. Overall, Patriots, they're an up and down team. That's the way I'm going to word it. They're kind of a hit or miss. Then we have got the Panthers, which we just talked about a little bit. Panthers quarterback Sam Darnold is limited with a concussion and shoulder, and I believe he's questionable for the game. Panthers running back Saquon Barkley is also currently set to play in this game. He was on the IR, and today he was activated, making it his first appearance since, I don't even know when, week 4? No, week 3, week 2, I don't even know, one of those. So it's been a long time since Christian McCaffrey has played. Since the Patriots are such a hit or miss team and they have so many people questionable, it is hard to tell who really will be playing in this game. Sam Darnold is bad, so even if he doesn't play, they'd give it to P.J. Walker, the former XFL player. I believe he was with the Houston Rough Riders in the XFL. I used to watch the XFL in 2020 or 2019, whenever it aired. I watched it, and then it died. But it was good while it lasted. And, yeah. So, Patriots are a big question mark, hit or miss team. Panthers are also not great. And obviously, as a Vikings fan, I would love to see the Patriots win this game. But with Christian McCaffrey set to be back for the first time in a while, I am going to go with the Panthers. I just feel like overall the Panthers should be able to take this game, and I just have a feeling. Weak reasoning, but I just have a feeling. I'm going to go with the Panthers over the Patriots. The Browns and Bengals are coming up next. This is going to be a good game. I don't even know who I'm going to pick yet. So we're going to find out. The Cleveland Browns, obviously today, well, yesterday really, big news. The Browns released wide receiver Odell Beckham. He hasn't fit really into the role very well so far this year. But, yeah, we'll just have to see about that. So he got released Monday, I believe he will reach the waivers. And then he will officially be able to claim. So, yeah, that's really interesting. Out for this game for the Browns includes offensive tackle Jack Conklin. Questionable includes defensive end Jadeveon Clowney, wide receiver Jarvis Landry, defensive end Takars McKinley, and corner Denzel Ward. Takaris. You know what? I should just figure out how to pronounce some people in the NFL. Because he's a kind of a common name. I should just hurry up and figure it out. But I'll just refer to him as McKinley. I did not look at where these teams are ranked, so we will do that. The Cleveland Browns are currently 10th in the AFC with a record of 4-4. Wow, they're not even in the playoff picture. The Browns are 10th in the AFC with a record of 4-4. The Cincinnati Bengals are currently sitting at 5th in the AFC with a record of 5-3. As for the Bengals, I did not talk about their injury report, so here we had questionable for this game. Defensive end Cam Sample and wide receiver Auden Tate. Yeah. Honestly, I have no idea who I'm going to pick in this game. I do like the Browns, but they are coming off of a loss to the Steelers this past week. I did not predict that to happen. I just feel like the Bengals lost to the Jets last week. Oh, yeah. I don't even know. You know what? I'm going Bengals. I've been doubting the Bengals, like the entire offseason I doubted the Bengals, and Finally, I picked them to beat the Ravens 2 weeks ago. I did pick them to win last week and they didn't, but whatever. So I'm going to do it again. I am going to go with the Bengals yet again. I just feel like anytime they're in a tough matchup and I pick the Bengals to win, they win. So, yeah, we're going to go Bengals on this game over the Browns. The Broncos and Cowboys are coming up next. The Denver Broncos are coming off of a win over the Washington football team, like I talked about. The Dallas Cowboys are coming off of a win Sunday night against my Minnesota Vikings, which I will talk about that later. We're just going to jump straight into the injury portion of this segment. The Denver Broncos, we'll talk about the Von Miller trade later when I get to the Rams, so stay tuned. We'll talk about that trade later. Out for this game includes left tackle Garrett Bowles and linebacker Bradley Chubb, who I believe is on the IR. Questionable going into this one includes tight end Albert O and defensive end Mike Purcell, right guard Graham Glasgow, and linebacker Malik Reed. I also read today that they're preparing for tight end Noah Fant not to be playing in this game. He's currently on the COVID list, and he got placed on it earlier in the week. From what I've read, they're preparing not to be playing with Fant this week. That would be really important if Fant doesn't play and if Albert O, the tight end, does not play as well, because that's just important. As for the Cowboys, in this week is quarterback Dak Prescott. Cooper Rush started last week's game, and he played a good game. I won't even lie. Cooper Rush played a really good game. Part of the reason he played a good game is because I heard the Vikings were preparing for Dak Prescott to play, and they didn't do much film study on Cooper Rush. So it's kind of on the coaching, which we'll talk about later. As for the Cowboys, out in this game includes tight end Blake Jarwin and left tackle Tyron Smith. Wide receiver Michael Gallup is also out for this game. He's set to be returning soon, though. Questionable includes wide receivers CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. This is important with Gallup out still and CeeDee Lamb and Cooper questionable. If they don't play, that would make Cedric Wilson the starter, and I don't even know any other Cowboys receivers besides Cedric Wilson, and obviously Coop and CeeDee, and then Gallup. So with those important pieces, I still feel like overall the Cowboys are the better team. They are rolling everybody. I believe they've had now 6 straight wins, maybe. They lost opening night, and they haven't lost a single game since then. Overall, they're the better team in this matchup, and I would like the Cowboys to win again. I did not say where the Cowboys are ranked in the NFC or the Broncos. The Denver Broncos are 11th in the AFC with a record of 4-4. The Dallas Cowboys are 3rd in the NFC with a record of 6-1. Wow, the NFC is loaded at the top of the top. It is loaded. Packers 7-1, Cardinals 7-1, Cowboys 6-1, Bucks 6-2, Rams 7-1, Saints 5-2, and then Panthers 4-4. And that's their 7 teams. So pretty good this year. But Cowboys should be able to take this game. But it is obviously important to note whether or not CeeDee and Coop will be playing. But Dak will be in, and I'm starting Dak in fantasy this week over Kyler Murray. So I hope I made the right choice with that. Up next, we have the Texans and Dolphins. I honestly don't know who I'm going to pick for this game. The Houston Texans are currently sitting at 15th in the AFC with a record of 1-7. The Dolphins are 16th in the AFC with a record of 1-7. So yeah, that's that right there, I guess. For this game, the Texans in as quarterback Tyrod Taylor after Davis Mills had been taking the snaps for quite a while. It seems like Tyrod Taylor is set to be back again. Out includes linebacker Christian Kirksey and tight end Pharaoh Brown. As for the Dolphins, Devontae Parker headed to the IR. I have him in fantasy in 2 of my leagues, so that was pretty important to me to see that Parker's headed to the IR. Questionable includes linebacker Jerome Baker and quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. If Tua doesn't play, I honestly don't even know who their backup is, so that would be important of a note. Both of these teams have been absolutely disappointing this year. A little sad that the Vikings were not able to pull off an Xavier Howard trade, but now that they lost on Sunday night to the Cowboys, and my status on their coaching and my thoughts on Mike Zimmer, and Spielman, I'm actually pretty happy that they didn't trade for Xavier Howard. So, because that just gives me more reason to get mad, which I'm actually kind of happy about. So, yeah, both teams have been absolutely disappointing. Devonta Parker being out is important, so that means I specifically started Jalen Waddle for that reason, because he's going to be getting majority of targets. If Tua Tagovailoa is out, I'm not going to make this a conditional game. If Tua Tagovailoa is out, that is an important note. Either way, both teams are bad, but I just have a strange feeling that the Texans are going to win this game. So I guess we're going to go with the Texans. It would be even more justifiable pick with Tua out. So we're going to go with the Texans over the Dolphins in this one. This is a pretty easy pick for me, but I'm still going to go with it, the Falcons and the Saints. The Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are coming off of a loss to the Carolina Panthers. The New Orleans Saints are coming off of a win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Atlanta Falcons, as for this game, they are going to be without their star wide receiver, Kelvin Ridley. He will be out for sure 3 weeks after I believe he was put on the NFI list, which is the non-football injury list. Kelvin Ridley is leaving the team for personal reasons, for his mental health, which personally, I absolutely respect that, and I know there are a lot of people mad about it, but when you're talking about if he's on your fantasy team and you're mad about it, like me, he's on 2 of my fantasy teams, but I'm not mad about it. I absolutely respect Calvin Ridley for making the decision he made, because I don't think people really realize. I know people think all the time, like Calvin Ridley, he makes all this money. He's the star wide receiver of the Falcons. Like, he's got all this fame. How can you, have health problems from that? Like, you've got everything. But personally, I don't think people really understand how that works. People don't understand how mental health problems works. It's more than just having nothing. It's more than having everything. There's a lot that factors into it, and none of it comes down to how much money you have. None of it really comes down to how many friends you have. So yeah, I absolutely respect him for making the decision that he made. And he's on my fantasy team, so does that make me care even more about it? No. If he wasn't on my team, I would feel the exact same about it as if he was on my team, and he is on 2 out of my 3 leagues. I have my team named after him, Ridley's Believe It or Not. But I absolutely respect the decision he made. Also, for the Falcons, they are set to be without defensive end Jonathan Bullard in this game. The Falcons are set to be without Michael Thomas for the season. He hasn't even played a single snap this season. He was out for a lot of last season. So, yeah, it's just not looking well for the Saints so far. Left guard Andrus Peat is also feared to be out for the season, as well as Jameis Winston is out for the season. So, Taysom Hill is set to be the starter for this game. Or no, Trevor Siemian is set to be the starter, but Taysom Hill is healthy as a backup, is what I meant to say. Questionable is safety Malcolm Jenkins. With Calvin Ridley out in this game, even though Jameis Winston is out, I still feel like the Saints should be able to take it. It's a home game, the Superdome, you already know it's rocking. And with just Russell Gage as their top receiver, I feel like the Saints still should be able to take this game. So I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints, who are legitimate contenders. Did I say where these teams are ranked in the NFC? No, I did not. The New York Giants are currently 15th in the NFC with a record of 2-6. The New Orleans Saints are currently 6th in the NFC with a record of 5-2. So, yeah, there you go, everybody. We're going to go with the Saints over the Falcons. We have the Vikings and the Ravens coming up next. We'll begin this game by sharing their uniform combos. I'm sorry, I don't want to be mean, but to me, this is going to be an ugly uniform fest. Vikings are wearing all white this week, and I've talked about it in previous videos. I despise them wearing all white. I do not like it at all. As a Vikings fan, I think it looks terrible. It works in night games, like if it's a primetime night game, then it's fine. But in the sunlight, Oh man, it's not good, and it's hard for, as a Vikings fan, it's hard for me to watch them wearing all white. I do not like it. And then we've got the Baltimore Ravens, and I don't like their jersey combo either. They're wearing purple tops, which look good, I like them, but they're wearing black pants. Purple tops and black pants. Purple and blue on their jerseys do not mix well together, as in with, I meant by that, jerseys and pants, purple and blue never go together. Same with their black tops and purple pants. It just does not work out well. So this is going to be an ugly uniform bowl. I don't like the Ravens jerseys. I don't like the Vikings jerseys. I like the Vikings with white tops and purple pants, but not with white pants. They do not go well together. It only works in college, and for specific NFL teams, all white can work, but not for the Minnesota Vikings. I don't like it. The Minnesota Vikings are coming off of a loss to Sunday night against the Dallas Cowboys. Vikings had a chance to win the game, but oh man, it was really bad. Mike Zimmer, oh man, I got a lot of things I could share about him. Big mistakes were made in the game. Obviously, we all know about the double timeout fiasco, as well as them not calling a timeout before halftime. Those were issues that you could tell in the post-game interview. Kirk Cousins was a little mad about it. What we're talking about is there was a point in the game where the Vikings called a timeout. Oh, this was the end of the game. The Cowboys had the ball. They were down 16-13. Yeah, they were down 16-13, and they had the ball at like the Vikings 20 or so yard line, we'll say. 25 maybe, I don't know. It was 3rd and 16. So it was like the Vikings get a stop, and all they need to do, and then the Cowboys can tie the game. The Vikings are going to get the ball back with a chance for the win. So 3rd and 16, the Vikings called timeout right after the previous play to stop the clock, because that's common. And then all of a sudden, they're getting lined up for the play, and then Mike Zimmer calls another timeout. And because the ref grants it, well, normally the ref's not supposed to grant the timeout and just let it keep on playing. But instead, he does grant the timeout. And then that created a 5-yard penalty for delay of game on the defense, as well as they lost a total of 2 timeouts from the initial one and the other one. So both timeouts were gone and a 5-yard penalty. So that made it 3rd and 11. And then on that play, 3rd and 11, they allowed a screen pass or a short dump pass to Ezekiel Elliott, who proceeded to gain like 14 yards or something in a first down, evading tacklers. Anthony Barr missed. I don't even remember. There were 2 people that missed tackles. I wanted to rip my eyes out after watching what had happened. It made me mad. So that was a big boo-boo. Before halftime, the Vikings had a chance at scoring a field goal or a Hail Mary touchdown. They had, I don't even know how long on the clock, but instead of calling timeout like they should have, they chose to let the clock run, and Kirk had to get everyone set, everyone spike, and they wasted like 10 seconds of the clock from doing that. Oh, that was bad too. I was mad about that. So, you guys know around here on the channel, I am not fond of Mike Zimmer. I'm an anti-Mike Zimmer person. At the beginning of the year, I would not have said that, but oh yeah, I have lost it. I've lost my hope on him. Yeah, the Ravens are coming off of a bye week. They still have a lot of injuries, though, which is important to note. Let's go to the injury section of the page. The Minnesota Vikings will be without former Ravens defensive tackle Michael Pierce. This is going to be his revenge game, but the Juggernaut will be out for this week. They'll also be without their starting center, Garrett Bradbury, who is on the COVID list, and so they will be starting Mason Cole in his place. Questionable includes corner Cam Dantzler and linebacker Anthony Barr. This would be very important if Cam Dantzler does not play, as he's the replacement for Patrick Peterson in the starting lineup. So that would leave him really short on people, and I don't even know, would they start Chris Boyd maybe? Because they already have Bashaud Breeland out there, and he's already not good. Oh, did you guys, the Bashaud Breeland tip into Amari Cooper's hands? Oh, that was a terrible play too. long pass downfield, nice breakup made by Bashaud Breeland, the only good play that he made the entire game. And then he pops the ball up out of his hand, and then it's caught by Cooper. Like, oh my gosh. I thought it was I'm pretty sure it was Mark Cooper. Or Cooper, but oh man, this game, I actually wanted to cry from this game because of how frustrated I was. There are a lot of Vikings fans that are frustrated, and we'll talk more about coaching in just a second. Also important, Anthony Barr. Usually this is the same practice procedure he's had, which is no practice, limited. He's kind of had that the whole year, but he's never been listed with an injury tag, and now he's questionable. But the Ravens also have some important ones. Doubtful in this game includes right tackle Patrick McCarry and former Vikings running back Latavius Murray. If McCarry doesn't play, which I'm assuming he probably won't, that would be important. Questionable in this game includes wide receiver Rashad Bateman, wide receiver Sami Watkins, and defensive tackle Brandon Williams. This would be really important if Bateman and Watkins don't play, as that is their number 2 and 3 receivers. Marquise Brown is at number 1. Rashad Bateman has only played twice this year, as he was hurt for the entire beginning of the year. The former Minnesota Golden Gopher. And then wide receiver Sami Watkins has been out since week 2 or 4. And so they have some important injuries, but back to Vikings coaching. This video, anytime I get to the Vikings game, like during the predictions, it's just a rant now. Like at the beginning of the year, it was me actually analyzing the team, but now it's just me like talking about how much I want Mike Zimmer fired. So, I was going on and on. What was I going to say next? I was going to say something else about the Vikings coaching that I was mad about. I don't know if it related to this past Sunday's game, but just simply overall, think about how much this team would really help if Mike Zimmer was fired. That sounds weird. It's like people should support their head coach, but 90% of Minnesota Vikings fans despise Mike Zimmer, just like me. Like, I'm not even joking. If we quiz 90% of people, they would agree with me. I'm getting tired of it. Like, this season is going to waste because of not just Mike Zimmer, but big reason is because of Mike Zimmer. The fans are becoming disinterested in these games. Do you see how many Cowboys fans were at the game? Because Vikings fans didn't want to be there anymore. I didn't even want to watch it because I was so mad about it. This game, the point I was about to say I'll talk about later with this game. But the fans are Viking fans are becoming disinterested in watching the team. And that's not even a joke. Like, I sometimes feel disinterested watching. I'm just like, I used to be like excited, like, woo, Vikings game today, baby. And now it's just like, another loss today. But now I'm excited if they lose because that means closer to fire Mike Zimmer time. But I was also going to comment on the players are literally disinterested. I know they'll never say it, never will they ever say it, but just in the locker room, I feel like it's deflated in there. Like, literally, just look around. No one feels inspired to win anymore because they know they're not going to go anywhere unless changes happen. Adam Thielen's agent literally basically blasted Mike Zimmer this week. He said, his agent basically said something about, I'm tired of watching something this every week. I'm tired of watching this happen, as in the way the games end and how they lose and how they're absolutely bad and their coaching is awful. He talked to, another thing I have 2 things I'll mention after this still. Yeah, this is a full rant here. But Adam Thielen's agent literally said, I'm going to say something about it tomorrow because he's tired of watching it happen. So does that mean Mike Zimmer? Does that mean he's going to say something about Mike Zimmer? Does that mean the players he's specifically saying that the players are disinterested? No one really knows, but I was also going to note on their play calling. Oh, their play calling was terrible on Sunday night. Every other play, I get their offensive line was a big problem too. Their offensive line was not holding up well at all in pass protection. But he threw it to C.J. Ham like every other play. Kirk Cousins threw a check down. Every other play. I was getting tired of watching all these 3 and outs just because they couldn't get the ball moving. Their play calling was not good. It was bad. Their play calling, I'm not going to pin it all on Clint Kubiak for the play calling issues. if Mike Zimmer was fired, I feel like maybe the play calling would open up a bit more and they would feel less conservative. Like right now, I feel like it's just something I feel like Mike Zimmer is thinking. He's like, Kirk Cousins here is thrown before the week. I believe he had 16 touchdown passes to 2 interceptions. That was before this past week. So now it's not quite the same. Now it's what is it? Now it would be 17 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. I don't think he threw any interceptions Sunday. I feel like Mike Zimmer is thinking he's only thrown 2 interceptions, so let's play conservative so he doesn't throw interceptions, so he don't fumble the ball. We don't want to turn it over, so let's just get the ball moving downfield. Nice conservative play. Don't want to give the ball away. No! Oh, man. I hate it. When he's conservative, the whole point is get your offense exploding. Throw the ball deep. Throw the ball short. Throw the ball middle of the field. Throw it outside the sticks. Throw it everywhere. Run the ball inside. Run the ball outside. Screen passes. Not check downs. Screen passes. Draws. Jet sweeps. Get everything moving. You got to make the offense unique. Like, you got to get every type of play going. Even wildcat formation. Let's just... all that. We'll do some wildcats. I don't care. Like, trick plays. I don't even care. Whatever can get the offense so get some unique play calling up in here and throw the defense off balance. Right now, I feel like their play calling is so predictable, it is actually unbelievable. They're too scared of making mistakes. They're too scared of throwing interceptions. They're too scared of turning the ball over. They just need to open up the playbook, get every type of play in there. Shotgun, under center. Like I said, wildcat. I don't even care. Like, get this unique. Let's get the blend going. Even if it doesn't work out going unique, I at least want to see them try going unique. I feel like that's part of why their offense was so successful week 6 in Carolina, was because their play calling seemed a lot more open. They were open to taking deep shots downfield. They were open to doing A, B, and C. But, man, that is one of my biggest frustrations, is seeing the fact that their play calling is not good. As for this game, I will be beginning cheering the game tomorrow with the Minnesota Vikings. I will begin repping Vikings. I will begin going Skull Vikings. Obviously, a win would be awesome. But let's just say that my thought, this is the way I'm going to be doing it tomorrow. I'm going to start Team Vikings, Skull Vikings. Let's take a win. And if they're down early, like by more than 1 score, I will, no joke, I'm going to be switching to Ravens bandwagon. And I'm going to be cheering for the Vikings to lose by 40. I don't want to see this team lose by 2 points. I want them to lose by 40. Well, obviously I want to win more than anything. But I would rather them lose by 40 than lose by 2 points. Because if they lose by 40, then finally the Vikings owners, Ziggy, Mark, Leonard Wilf, will see that Mike Zimmer, no, get him out. They'll finally notice it if they lose by 40. But if they lose by 4, they'll be like, oh, there's always next week. There's always next week. So I pray that if they lose by a lot and not by a little. Because maybe finally Mike Zimmer will be gone. And, yeah, we're going Ravens in this game. No matter injuries, don't even care who plays. Don't even care if... doesn't even matter if Bateman's not playing. Doesn't even matter if Sami Watkins isn't playing. We're going Ravens anyway. We're going Ravens by, like, 20 points. I hope the Ravens win by 20 points if the Vikings can't. Oh, man, I'm mad. And thank you for watching my rant. I'm actually, like, literally mad right now from everything I just talked about. I feel like these videos are a great way for me to let out my thoughts and let out my anger at this team. I should be happy and praising my team, but I'm mad about them, and I want Mike Zimmer fired. So, thank you guys so much for watching that rant, and on to the next game. I didn't even list where the Ravens and Vikings are in standings. So here we go, everybody. The Minnesota Vikings are 8th in the NFC with a record of 3-4. The Baltimore Ravens are currently 3rd in the AFC with a record of 5-2. Next up, we have the Chargers and the Eagles. The Los Angeles Chargers are 7th in the AFC with a record of 4-3. The Chargers are coming off of a loss to the New England Patriots. The Philadelphia Eagles are coming off of a win over the Detroit Lions. They are 11th in the NFC with a record of 3-5. The let's take a look at the report that I wrote up on this game. Eagles have no important injuries, which means nobody important was listed as out, nobody important was listed as questionable. So when I write the questionables and the outs on my notes, I only write first and second string players. Like if it's a third string or fourth string, they don't really matter to the game that much, unless there is some freak injury show that goes on. So, yeah. I only go first and second string, so that means they didn't have any major injuries to watch for in this game. As for the Chargers, out includes corner Michael Davis and Asante Samuel. I like the Chargers. They're in the top 7 of the AFC. Eagles are not good, but they did beat the Lions, but it's the Lions. We're going to go Chargers, and that's all I got to say about that one, so moving on. Oh, with my NFC North rival, the Green Bay Packers, coming up next against the Kansas City Chiefs this week. Packers in Devontae Adams, set to make his return this week after being out last week with COVID. The Packers are coming off of a win last Thursday over the Arizona Cardinals. Oh, the Cardinals blew that game, I won't even lie, but really neither team deserved to win. The Kansas City Chiefs are coming off of a win over the New York Giants on Monday Night Football. I lost in my one fantasy league. Side note, I did lose in one of my fantasy leagues by 5 points. 5 points. 2 points. It was 2 points. I lost in one of my fantasy leagues this past week by 2 points, and I was starting Kadarius Toney and Sterling Shepard, and I lost because they both left with injuries. If they would have stayed in the game and had maybe 3 more catches combined, I would have won. But I lost, so I was a little sad about that one, but whatever. Life does not hinge on fantasy football. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers is out for this game. Oh, boy, as a Vikings fan, was this interesting to read about. So, if you don't have the latest news, Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers out this week. Also might be out next week against the Seahawks as well. He's on the COVID list after, I believe, being a close contact, but he is unvaccinated, which is the whole reason why this fiasco is important. When asked earlier in this season, not earlier in the season, I think it was the off season, he was asked about, are you vaccinated or not? And he said, I am immunized. So, later come to find out, he is immunized, but not vaccinated. Vaccinated, not vaccinized. New word of the day, vaccinized. He is immunized, but not vaccinated, which are not the same thing. Basically, what he means by immunized is he got, some special treatment to where he has more antibodies to fight off the COVID or whatever, but he's not vaccinated against COVID. So, likely he will be slapped with a fine by the NFL because he lied. He's still insistent that he didn't lie, but he kind of did. When he was asked, are you vaccinated? He could have just simply said, no, but I am immunized. But he chose basically a no answer and just said, I'm immunized, making it imply that he's vaccinated, but he's really not. Yeah, that's an interesting scenario. So he's out for this game. He also might be out for next week against Seattle. The earliest he can be back is next Saturday, the day before the Seahawks game. So he will have limited practice. So he'll have no practice going into the game if he does play. Also, defensive end Kingsley Keke is set to be out for this game for the Packers. And questionable is defensive end Dean Lowry. The Chiefs are without right tackle former Viking Mike Remmers. And running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire is still on the IR. He's set to return in a week or two. And, as for this game, without without Aaron Rodgers, he's the key piece to this offense. Jordan Love is set to be making his first start. Even though the Chiefs have been struggling this year, I would love to see the Chiefs win this game. And I'm going with the Chiefs. With Aaron Rodgers out, I just feel like that could deflate this offense a little bit. So we are going to go with the Chiefs over the Packers. The Cardinals and 49ers are coming up next. I did not list I did. The Packers and Chiefs, I didn't list their standings. The Packers are first in the NFC with a record of 7-1. The Chiefs are ninth in the AFC with a record of 4-4. The Arizona Cardinals are second in the NFC with a record of 7-1. They're coming off of a loss last Thursday to the Green Bay Packers, like I talked about. Unbelievable ending to the game, though. I won't even lie. And the San Francisco 49ers are sitting at 9th in the NFC with a record of 3-4. Let's get to the report on this game, everybody. The 49ers are coming off of a win over the Chicago Bears. The Cardinals are going to be without wide receiver A.J. Green for this game. Questionable includes quarterback Kyler Murray, as he's set to be a game-time decision. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins is also questionable. Also big important factors. As for the San Francisco 49ers, they will be with tight end George Kittle, as he was activated from the IR today. They will be without linebacker Javon Kinlaw for the entire season. They're also without Dee Ford, Elijah Mitchell, and Deebo Samuel. Jimmy Garoppolo will be returning and is set to remain the starter for the 49ers. I have no idea who the Cardinals' backup quarterback is, and if Nuke Hopkins doesn't play, that's important. This game is in San Francisco. Well, it's in Santa Clara. Santa Clara. So, I'm going to pick the 49ers for an upset, basically. Number 1, it's in Santa Clara. Number 2, if Kyler Murray doesn't play, he's a key piece to the offense. And number 3, if Nuke Hopkins doesn't play. That's also important. And A.J. Green's, I'm assuming I read that right in whatever source I got it from. A.J. Green's already out. So, really, who knows in this game? This is going to be a good game here. But I'm going to go with the 49ers over the not Chiefs. I'm going to go with the 49ers over the Cardinals. If Nuke Hopkins and Kyler are both out, that's the two biggest parts of their offense. And with Elijah Mitchell, I believe, also out in this game, like I just listed, we're going to go with the 49ers. The Tennessee Titans and Los Angeles Rams are our next two teams. The Tennessee Titans are coming off of... What are the Titans coming off of? The Tennessee Titans are coming off of they beat the Colts. They're coming off of a win over the Colts in overtime last week. Good game. I was watching the end of it. And the Los Angeles Rams, everybody, are coming off of a win over the Houston Texans. The Rams are currently 5th in the NFC with a record of 7-1. The Tennessee Titans are currently 1st in the AFC with a record of 6-2. This game is in, what's it called? California. Don't remember. Where even is their stadium? It's not in L. I know it's not in LA. It's in Inglewood. I remembered. The Titans running back Derrick Henry is set to be out for 6 to 10 weeks, which is likely the entire season. He could be back for the playoffs, but that would be a big risk if they did. They also signed running back and former Vikings legend Adrian Peterson, which is, honestly, I was happy to see Adrian Peterson still playing, so good for him. Out is right guard Nate Davis, linebacker Rashawn Evans, and questionable includes wide receiver A.J. Brown and Taylor Lewan. A.J. Brown and Taylor Lewan don't play. Those are two of their biggest players on the offense. As for the Rams, they traded with the Broncos, so now we'll talk about that trade. The Broncos and Rams traded linebacker Von Miller to the Rams for a 2nd and 3rd round pick in 2022. Personally, winner of this trade is definitely the Broncos. Von Miller's still a good player. I know he was the number 1 overall draft pick however many years ago, but he's beginning to age out, and he's not quite the same player as he used to be. So the fact that the Rams had to pay a 2nd and 3rd round pick, that's a bit pricey for him, I'm not even going to lie. So I do think that the Broncos overall won that trade. The Broncos are giving up on the season, by the way. I believe George Payton said that. Former Viking. Former Vikings assistant general manager. For this game, I didn't talk about their injuries. They're going to be without defensive tackles Sebastian Joseph Day for the season, or at least majority of the season, if not the whole season. Questionable includes wide receiver Robert Woods, Von Miller, Ernest Jones, and Jalen Ramsey. Big factors right there, but it will be important if Lewan and Brown don't play for the Titans. I do like the Rams as a team overall here, so we're going to go with the Los Angeles Rams in Inglewood. The Steelers and Bears are set to close us out I will clap for you. Congratulations if you're still watching this far into the video. Congratulations. That means you sat through my 15-minute rant about the Vikings and Mike Zimmer. So congrats if you made it this far. To close it out, we have Monday Night Football. It is the Bears and the Steelers. The Bears are going to be without running back Damian Williams and Khalil Mack in this game. Eddie Jackson is doubtful, and questionable is Darnell Mooney and Alec Ogletree. The Steelers will be without Eric Ebron, but in will be quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. The Bears are currently... Where are the Bears? Hold on. The Chicago Bears are 13th in the NFC with a record of 3-5. The Vikings are currently a half game ahead of them. The Pittsburgh Steelers are currently sitting at 6th in the AFC with a record of 4-3. Honestly, I don't even know what to say in this game. Obviously, those are some big keys. If the Bears are without Eddie Jackson, if they're without Darnell Mooney, if they're without Alec Ogletree, if they're without... Who else? Well, they are without Khalil Mack and Damian Williams. Eric Ebron out, Ben Roethlisberger in. I know it hasn't been Ben's year, but the Steelers are coming off of an upset win over the Browns, and the Bears are coming off of a loss to the 49ers. I just simply like the Steelers in this game. Home game, primetime. Steelers are wearing their color rush jerseys, all black with gold numbers or yellow numbers, whatever they are. I'm colorblind. I like their jerseys, and I do like the Steelers in this matchup. We're going to go with the Steelers over the Bears, and that is going to close it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and comment down below if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching my Vikings rant. Comment down below if you agree, disagree. If you disagree, I disagree with you. I agree to disagree that I'm disagreeing. Oof, that was confusing. Thanks you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and share with your friends if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace. Skol Vikings. Until the Ravens are up by a lot, then go Ravens bandwagon. Have a good night. Peace out.